drove a little bit further to a place called Burnt Island, which and we went down on the beach there, and it was quite empty. Well, really, really empty actually.
I've never heard of that place. That's a haunting name. What's the story there?
I don't. Well, it had lots of. There was actually an information plaque about it, going through all the different names it had, but I think it was to do with the imports that they brought in. But I can't remember much more than that.
Well, if anyone knows the story of Burnt Island, do get in touch. Okay, I mean that's cool. It sounds like you had a great trip anyway. It felt like you were there for ages.
Yeah, well, as I was saying before, Peter managed to get me some tickets to go to see Ian Rankin and Val McDermid at the International Book Festival as well, which was really good.
Yeah, you are a keen reader. You've recommended books before, haven't you? And you've been on the show.
Do you know, last time I was on and I recommended Rob Ashman as an author, I messaged him and told him this, and he actually downloaded the show and listened to the end bit and was really chuffed.
Well, that's amazing. I'm disappointed that he only listened to the end of the show.
Well, I think he would have listened to it all had I not said like maybe just the last half hour or so.
It's still a play. It still counts as a play and a download.
Well, and I think possibly more than one play, because he played it for his daughter then, and then he was going to play it for his wife when she got home.
Well, there you go. Now you've forged a relationship as well. You might get an advanced copy of his next book as well.
He told me if I was going to Harrogate for the book festival, he'd have bought me a drink.
Fair enough. Well, there's always next year.
Well, this is it, yes.
Wonderful. If SLP is for nothing else, it's for a platform for people to get free beer. That is certainly the case.
Yeah.
Great stuff, Sarah. Brilliant. Okay. Next week it's Alan Cale back on the show, Shoddy and Mungo himself. So that's going to be really exciting. We'll have all of the FA Challenge Cup final action to recap. Hopefully some interesting stories from the day as well. So really looking forward to that. If you're listening and if you're watching the game, attending the game, if you've never sent in a match review before, if you send them in every week, whatever your situation is out there in the SLP family world, please do send in match reviews. If you're not a social media person, if you don't have Facebook or Twitter and you want to send in a match review, get in touch with me by email, superleaguepod@gmail.com. I'll send you the link to the Google form. You can then put them on there. We want to hear from everyone far and wide from all around the globe, because we know it's a big event and it's a truly global event when we've got two different nations being represented in the final. So I'm quite excited about all of that. So please do give yourselves lots of reviews for me and Alan to cover next week. Just to cover the admin off now, Sarah, people can make donations to the show to support our running costs and help towards putting some money back into the community game. You can go to paypal.me/superleaguepod to do that. I want to thank Sean, who I mentioned at the top of the show. He gave me a donation when we were out on Saturday night, so that's very greatly received from him. He met the donation limit to have a t-shirt sent out to him, so that will be sent out by our wonderful sponsors, Rob's Toy Shop. I understand that a few other people who've had orders on the go will have received them or have them in transit as I'm recording this episode, so that's great too. I'm sure that Rob's Toy Shop are keeping everyone entertained with the packages that arrive, shall we say. People can find the show at Super League Pod on Twitter and Instagram. I'll try my best to retain some battery on my phone to do some Instagramming on the weekend. Facebook.com/SuperLeaguePod as well. SuperLeaguePod@gmail.com is the email address that I've mentioned a few times this week. SuperLeaguePod.com is where you can find the blog. That will have all the links to all the stuff we've talked about on the show, all our great sponsors and more. Search for the show on Spreaker, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Leaguecast, Android app, Podcast Addict, RugbyLeagueMedia.com and YouTube as totally various different ways to listen to the show. That's it all. So I think the only thing left to do then is wish you a very happy birthday over the next week, Sarah. I hope you get spoiled and I hope you have a fantastic time.
Thank you very much, and enjoy yourself at the weekend.
I really hope to do so. I'm driving in and out in the day, so I won't be drinking myself too much. I might have one or two because it's going to be a long time before I'm back in that car to go home from before the game. But I won't overindulge in any way, shape or form. But thanks for that. Yeah. So you have a great birthday. Thank you again for being involved. It's always great to have your voice, adding your views onto the show. You particularly pleased me when you shot down Dave Cantrell for laughing at the child who cried at the mascot. So that's awesome. And thank everyone for listening to episode 195 of your favourite rugby league podcast, the Super League Pod.
On the rugby league field, there's a heap of people running around doing passing and kicking and all that sort of stuff with the ball. Apart from the referee, who's on his own little team, half the people are wearing the same coloured clothes, while the other half wear another colour. Rugby people in the same coloured clothes. On the rugby league field, there's a heap of people running around doing passing and kicking and all that sort of stuff with the ball. Apart from the referee, who's on his own little team, half the people are wearing the same coloured clothes, while the other half wear another colour. Rugby people in the same coloured clothes. They do this so everyone knows who's who and nobody hurts their friends.